Hello. I think everything is okay. So there's things are a little weird today. Surprise, surprise. Because okay, it looks like my mic looks a little hot actually. Let me turn that down a bit. Yeah. So some stuff is happening stream-wise. Um, Audio and video are working. Thank you. Hello, Indie Nice to see you. Yeah. So. Those of you on the Discord, shout out. Hey, it's Zap. Haven't seen Zap for a while. How you doing, Zap? Nice to see you. On the Discord, you may know that I intended to do a complete, hello JB, a complete clean out of the studio PC, which I did because I wanted to, for various reasons, which we won't get into here, but we probably will on the podcast, on the upcoming podcast. I intended to go from Windows 11 to Windows 10 for lots of reasons. We won't get into it. It didn't go well. There's some stuff happening. So the Studio PC is currently out of commission. Yes, it was on Windows 11 and I wanted to go back to Windows 10 for reasons we will discuss later. And it didn't go well. So the Studio PC is currently out of commission. So this whole stream is being run off of my laptop, which is an M2 MacBook Air, which I wasn't sure would be able to handle it, but it appears to be handling it just fine. I had to do some work to get the whole setup moved over, but it seems to be okay. I will see. Things might get weird and janky. I had to do some weirdness with the fonts. Probably going to look a little misplaced because that was one thing that got messed up between the transfer from the PC to the Mac. So yeah, it's surprisingly good. Like in some ways it feels more stable than the big beefy gaming PC that it was running on. So I don't know. Seeing Twitch chat in the Restream channel on Discord, but I'm not seeing YouTube chat in Twitch. Wasn't YouTube doing this before as well? YouTube is doing something. I don't know. Let me have a look, see if I can. Yeah, no, everything's connected. It says everything's connected, so the bot should be relaying all the chat, and apparently it's not. I don't know. If you're watching somewhere and it looks like you're not getting all of the chat, that's probably why. The relay chat on the Restream bot isn't. I can see Twitch chat. Restream channel, Discord test. Yeah, thank you folks for testing this stuff out. Yeah, so things are probably gonna be a little janky today, is my point. Jimmy is currently also yelling at the door. Hang on. I literally, he was like, you were sleeping all morning and now you're yelling. Yeah, you can come in for a while, but I gotta close the door. The danger honey's coming out at some point. Come on. So anyway, nothing is coming through to Twitch. You know, the only thing I can do is I just looked at the Restream thing, and the Restream says everything is connected and the bot's working, so there's nothing else I can do. And this is a Twitch thing, I guess. I don't know. Let's see if I can look at the bot somehow. It says the bit rate might be a little high. That might be a thing. I wonder if that's a thing. Because Twitch is being really, really anal with the bit rate. Give me a sec. Let me check something. No, the stream's coming through. Yeah, I don't know. Everything looks on my end. Everything looks like it's working, which I know isn't helpful. This is always the best thing. Is live troubleshooting. Everybody loves that. Where's the chat? Oh, Restream is such a pain in the. Restream bad. I can't see the bot in the Twitch channel user list. Oh, that's interesting. Twitch must have done something then. Jamie, I don't know if did I ever give you access to Restream? I think I may have. It says you're listed as an admin, but I don't know on the free tier if teams are a thing. I don't know. We'll work this out later. So if you're only seeing some of the chat and you're on Twitch, I apologize. You may want to jump over to YouTube or something. I don't know. I can't troubleshoot it right now. We'll have to work it out later. Anyway, I'm having some coffee. What are we doing today? We're building puppets, and it is, of course, spooky season. It's Halloween time, so we're building some Halloween smalls. Of course. Now, Jimmy, you yelled to be in here. Now you're in here. What do you want? Wanna come up? Come on. Quickly. We don't have time for your shenanigans. Yes. We were talking about you on Discord this morning. You're not staying for long, buddy, so you gotta come up and get your lap time now. Come on. Here we go. Yeah, it's iced coffee because it is hot. We're having another heat wave here, and so I'm back to iced coffee for the time being. There's the James Tiberius cat. There we go. Internet famous. Hello, big goof. What are you doing? All right. Hey. Hello, all the people on the internet. The man who makes puppets also has a cat. What a surprise! 2 cats. Dax is camera shy and is not a lap cat at all. So Jimmy, however, as you can see, very much is a lap cat. Oh, Scarlett's her robot lawnmower is angry. That's not good. Yeah, so anyway, we're building some Halloween smalls. So the build this week, it's a bit of a short week because Monday was a holiday. So we're doing 2 smalls. One's going to be a ghost, and the other is going to be a Cyclops, which I haven't done a Cyclops small yet. I have done a Cyclops puppet, but I haven't done a Cyclops small yet. I did a live hands one a while ago. My chair has now got locked in position, and I don't like it. I can't tilt my chair anymore. Everything's going wrong. What is today? What is today, Jimmy? So I blame you. You're a big goof. Somebody's a big goof. She's like, what? I'm just sitting here being a cat. What do I know? You're the one that messed up your Twitch chat. Yeah, we don't want the robot vacuum cleaner should not gain sentience. Don't worry, it'll be machine learning. It'll only look like it's thinking, but it's not actually thinking. It's just regurgitating what other people have thought. Which I suppose is a form of thinking. It's what most people do, after all. Anyway, hey, we're getting into the commentary already. I still gotta drink my coffee. Then we're gonna get to the putting together a couple of smalls. So I've got all of the bits. Here we can go to the top cam. This should be okay. Look at that, nice smooth transition. Things seem a little wonky. Is it this? It might be this. Here we go. As you can see my coffee. I got all of the bits of the 2 smalls already cut out, ready to go. So we're gonna glue and we're gonna sew. I'm tempted to try and put off the gluing because it's so hot that opening the window is gonna just heat this room up like crazy. So I'm tempted to just sew to begin with. It's not gonna be a very exciting stream. I warn you right now. Just because it's all just your standard small stuff that I've done a million times on stream before already. But that's what these streams are. It's just me doing the doing the weekly builds. So next week it's going to get more interesting. I'm working on some stuff. If you've been around the Discord or Instagram, you know that there's some interesting Halloween-y stuff coming down the pipe. This is just the warm-up to all that. So yeah. You're saying we shouldn't let AI close to James Cameron? No. Yeah, I mean, we'll probably get to Danger Honey before the end of the stream, I suspect. I probably won't be able to put it off that long. I should. My goal for the end of today is to have both of the bodies of these smalls put together, and then Thursday do the features for one, Friday do the features for other, and then we're done for the week. So, and then we will record the podcast. Hey, look at that. It's misaligned. Look, it's misaligned. It's overlapping. I'm sorry. I didn't have time to fix everything. It's been a whole thing. It's, you know, even though it was a long weekend and I had most of last week off, I was still scrambling to do stuff. What else is new? The good part is this camera looks better now, the face cam for this shot. Because it's actually easier. Macs can, like, I'm not gonna get into a PC versus Mac thing, but it's like on Windows, this isn't a PC thing, it's a Windows thing. And Windows, when a source has a video stream from like a webcam or something, then the application owns that stream. It can only do it to one application. On Macs, that's not the case. So I can actually adjust the settings for a webcam without having to switch to the webcam source. So that's good. So I can actually tinker with this camera without interrupting the stream, unlike when I'm on Windows. So that part's nice. The whole thing seems pretty good. I might just keep it like this. I don't actually have a reason anymore for having a PC in the studio. As long as this laptop is handling everything fine, and so far it looks pretty good. I'm putting 100 elastic bands on an elastic band ball. Are you that bored, Scarlett? Do we need to call somebody? Because otherwise, I just realized my coaster is very Halloweeny. Here we go. This is just my coaster. It's just, once goth, always goth, right? Oh, Scarlett, the double entendre start already. All right, James, I gotta get to work soon, so you gotta get out the lap. He's still, this is what happens. I can't tell you how many hours I've spent hand sewing like this, like literally like on top of the cat. I hope that nobody who buys a puppet is allergic to cats, because they get in some Jimmy. I always, lid roller the puppets before they go out, but always it is a goth here. Ostrogoth girls, they're also the Ostrogoths. Yeah. James, ow, okay. Well, that hurt a lot, but at least the cat's not in my lap anymore. My chair locked into place and now it feels weird. I don't know how to fix it. Out you get. That's it. He's gonna be yelling at the door. I guarantee you he's gonna be yelling at the door. As soon as the door closes, Jimmy starts to yelling. I don't know where the lock on this chair is. I don't know how I managed to do that. Oh, this is just my life now, apparently. Nope. That's it. I'm stuck. I'm here forever. Oh well. The sometimes it's in and out, and sometimes it's up and down. There's the DX Racer. What do you know? I paid too much for this chair like 4 years ago. At least I'm still getting use out of it. It's fine. It's fine. I'll figure it out after the stream. I gotta get to work. We're wasting time. Killing time and wasting time. Where are we at here? I don't actually have the stats for the stream up. There we go. 15 minutes and 42 seconds of absolute nothing so far. So there we go. We're right on track. Good stuff. Okay, we're gonna get to building. I'm not gonna finish all this coffee before we have to start working. All right. So what should we do first? Let us get the sewing machine out. This chair is going to be a problem for sewing. I'm not in my usual position, and my muscle memory feels all messed up. We'll do the blue one first. So this is going to be the Cyclops. The Cyclops is going to be furry. Here, obviously, is the Ghost. Is he the ghost? Ghost is simple. I do a ghost every year, and one of the reasons I do ghosts every year is because the ghost is probably the simplest puppet that I make. They're even simpler technically than the sonks. Because the sonks are like multiple types of fabric and stuff. So. It's always up and down, not always in and out, just like most YouTube videos. Yep, accurate statement. All right, so we need some light blue thread. Grab some light blue thread and me bobbins. I can already feel it warming up in here since I closed the door. Ah! It's the start of September. We should be done this nonsense by now. I know. Climate change, turns out, is real. Who even knew? Like, nobody told us it was real. Everybody told us it was fake. At least everybody in a position of authority. Who listens to those scientists, you know? All those rich scientists. Oh gosh, if we're sewing on the machine, maybe we should switch to a different camera. What is this? Wow, that's really zoomed in. I didn't realize it was that zoomed in. That's actually not too bad. Maybe we'll keep it like that. Again, this is the surprises that will come up. Oh, you know what? I know why. I know why. That's actually stretched out. Give me a second. I'm gonna try and... I'm sorry! I didn't have time to... Let's see if we could fix this. Should be able to fix this without switching scenes. Oh, there we go. Maybe it is just that way. Hang on. But I should be able to adjust that. Good heavens, what a mess. This is the Elgato face cam. Here we go. That's a little better. That makes a little more sense. Okay. Yeah, what has science ever done for us? TV off. We're doing the Simpsons quotes already. We're gonna keep it here. This is just the way it is right now. This is by the seat of your pants stream. Where did my bobbins go? I had a box of bobbins. No, I didn't get a box of bobbins. Good heavens! I am all over the place today. My apologies. I actually slept well. In fact, I slept a little too much, which is highly unusual, and that's my problem. I'm all discombobulated because I had all of this weird sleep stuff. Well, we'll just put this over here until I can find. I bet you all can see it. I'm looking at this stream. No, I don't see it on the stream. I have a box of bobbins, and I don't know where. I literally just opened it up, took the thing out, and then put it down somewhere, and I don't know where to go. Good heavens. This is the kind of thing that only ever happens off stream. The past like 5 streams have been me just like messing up in weird ways. I do not, it's a very small room. I don't see it anywhere. What is happening? Don't ever sleep again. That's the motto. Forget it. I don't need it. It's fine. Moving right along. Puppet reference. All right. Threading the bobbin. Good heavens. I got to get on with this. I got to get to work. Get on with it. As we say in Python. All right. Threading the machine. Someone rewind YouTube again, check where we put it. You know what? I may have to do that after the stream is over. I may have to go back and look at the playback and go, what did I do? What direction did I go in? I'm trying to do all these things at once, and as a result, not doing any one thing. well, which is why multitasking is a capitalist lie. You know, like I always say, anything I don't like is a capitalist lie. I definitely don't like multitasking. Went towards the tomato pin cushion. Yep, I'm sure I did. Oh, there it is. It's right behind. Okay. There it is. Thank you. Thank you. It was literally just behind the scissors. The big bucket of scissors. All right. Mystery solved. Let's end this long national nightmare. Get to sewing some puppets. Oh, okay. So I'm now, where did I put that other bobbin? There it is. I try to keep myself organized. Really, I do. You never know it from watching the stream, but I do. All right. Here we go. Sewing the puppets at long last. These are all clipped together, so we're just gonna make rocket go. Vice on the wrong side of my view window. It threw me off. Yeah. Thank you. Oh, look at it. Jamie's getting it on the link spam now. This is perfect. I appreciate it. As you can tell, I'm clearly unorganized today. All right. We will sew furry small, as the old saying goes. Sure that the pedal is accessible. Yeah. Antron talk this morning. It's fascinating. It actually is. So I don't know. I don't have a filter on the mic, so I don't know how badly you can hear the machine. So I'll try and talk over the machine. But yeah, Project Puppet. Fairly recently, I think last month or two, found some old Antron, like original Antron fleece stock, in a warehouse somewhere. I mean, the folks at Project Puppet have connections, like they're a long-established firm. They know people, you know what I mean? So they had some available for sale. I didn't get in on it. By the time I realized it was happening, it was all sold out anyway. But as I was saying on the Discord, I wouldn't even know what to do with it anyway, because I wouldn't use it for shop bills, obviously, because as you can imagine, there is stock of original Antron still floating around, but it's not common. So as a result, definitely not cheap. And so, you know, if I used it for shop bills, then I wouldn't be able to, I'd have to charge like a ridiculous amount of money for it, which people generally aren't interested in paying for. And I just don't have any room for any more personal puppets. So I would like use it for rebuilding the Oracle or something, but the Oracle's fine. I don't need to rebuild the Oracle yet, so. You know, I'd have all this original Antron sitting around doing nothing. So let it go to somebody who can use it. Sell it on eBay, yeah. Who knows, we may be heading down that path at some point. The Communist Manifesto, but for fleece. Seize the means of production. I'm with you. All right. The Oracle recovered from being an AI. Let me tell you, that episode, we'll talk about it on the podcast, but that was quite the episode to make. Obviously, I knew I wanted to do, that subject for a while. I just didn't. There were so many obstacles to me actually making that video. Not the least of which was, what AI tools could I actually use that wouldn't be just terrible? And also, like, I had to use a burner account because all of the AI sites are scams, all of them. Don't ever put an actual, real, usable email address into anything that has AI in it. Particularly anything that's free. And that includes ChatGPT. If you want to know what's a scam, just follow the crypto bros. And this is where the crypto bros have all gone, so. Once a scammer, always a scammer. Yeah, my communist police dialectic brings all the puppet builders to the yard. The newest t-shirt from our non-merch. I use my fake Google review email account, yeah. Oh boy, I think I just broke a needle. I did just break a needle. Okay, interesting. And bad. I've been having a lot of needle breaking problems lately. This machine, I don't know. I'm not sure I'm putting the needles in properly. That was frightening. I apologize. That frightened me. All right, we'll replace the needle, I guess. Thankfully, that's easy. Probably so tough they're already breaking stuff. Yeah, this is a titanium needle as well. Like, something is up with this machine. I have gone through so many needles I can't even tell you. Oh well. Oh, Jimmy is yelling at the door again. This day is just chaotic. I can't with this day. What is going on? I can't say I'm thrilled about this music. This is we're getting into Kenny G territory here. What is happening? All right. Hopefully this one won't break. We'll see. This day, I tell you, internet, it's being a day. Jimmy, you're gonna have to cope. I'm sorry, I gotta get the work done. And it doesn't involve catering to the cat.
Okay, so let's do this. Do the hands next. And hope the needle doesn't break it. See, the needle broke on the back stitch on the fur. There's a big clump of stuff right there. So it is possible that it can just hit too much stuff. And because it's a heavy, this is the problem, it's a heavy duty machine, so the motor's really tough, but the needles aren't necessarily tough. So the machine can push the needle farther than the needle can take, is what it comes down to. And that was a leather needle, titanium leather needle, the strongest you can possibly get, and it still broke. Like, I did. Now, I'm sure there's something I don't know. I'm very, very unversed when it comes to the mechanics of how these machines work, so I'm sure I've done something wrong, but I don't have time to figure out what it is at the moment. That was also the needle I used to sew a whole bunch of mouth plates. So it may have weakened it. I don't know. What do I know? Clearly not enough. Jimmy needs internet attention, you know? Not wrong. I'm afraid to go fast on the machine now. Is it the first needle break we've had on stream? I think it may be. When I first got this machine, I had a really bad time with breaking needles on like everything. And then I thought I got it dialed in, but apparently not. All right, at least that worked. If you are a sewing machine expert and know what's going wrong with needles, please email admin@operationpuppet.com. Yes. I bet you I could talk to Tom Stewart about that. I bet you Tom knows a lot about this. I think one of my problems is I'm too aggressive on my back stitching. I go over back and forth too many times. So it creates a big wad of solid thread, right? And the needle hits that, and then it's basically solid, so it can't go through it, and it breaks the needle. I think that's what's going on. And so if you go faster, it just pushes the needle faster, so I don't know. Zapsod with the lead puppets again. It's a meme now. I'm off camera, I'm sorry. My chair is no longer moving with me, it's moving against me. She clipped the moment where the needle broke and frightened me. It's good internet fodder. Somebody almost hurt themselves. It's hilarious. All right, we're gonna stop being so aggressive with the back stitching. Yeah, I think that was the first needle break. All right, so now what I got to do, this will actually take a minute, so why don't we go back to the chat cab. I gotta cut these out, and I also have to pin the darts together, because on fur, I don't mind sewing darts on the machine, because it's fur, so we're gonna do that. As a matter of fact, we can take the clips off of the arms and put them onto the body. Plumbing gets its name from the Latin word for lead. Huh. Wait, isn't the atomic notation for lead Pb something? Am I remembering that correctly? On the periodic table. Speaking of science. Hey, see, it is. Plumbum? Plumbum? Uh-oh. It sounds like somebody's nickname for their significant other. Let's just start calling Jimmy that. Plumbob playing The Sims. Yeah, obviously we'll talk a lot about Starfield on the podcast. I've gone through a bit of a journey with it. I'm ending up quite liking it, and I think there was an adjustment period where it's like, particularly from a player of a lot of No Man's Sky and Elite Dangerous like me, it's not that game. Like, it's not that type of game even. And I do have some criticisms, obviously. We'll get into it thickly on the podcast, but it's good. I am genuinely enjoying it. But that being said, it is absolutely 100% true that Bethesda has been basically making the same game for 20 years, 20, 30 years, right? Like, this is no exception. It is very much one of them. The first time I saw Digipix instead of Lockpix, right? It's like, oh, okay. It's like that, is it? But I am very much enjoying the ship stuff. And like most Bethesda games, I couldn't care less about the main plot. It's all the side stuff that I'm enjoying. So yeah, it is just Fallout / Skyrim in space. It really is, which is not necessarily a bad thing. It's just not the like, I'm sure the world or the universe is as big as they say it is. They just make it feel so much smaller because of all the fast travel. Right? That's my only real criticism of it, is it's too reliant on fast travel. Do you find not trimming the fur along the seam lines makes a difference? Yeah, so I always do trim it down. This is just for sewing on the machine, obviously, but yeah, there are seam lines here. Fur always, you really need a good seam allowance on fur, particularly, you know, sewing on the machine. If I'm hand sewing though, particularly for something like the mouth, I never put like, cause usually you would add a bit of a lip to sort of roll it under. I never do that on fur because it's fur. It's so bulky already that you actually lose a lot of your mouth definition if you do that. So for fur, I do full width mouth plates, fabric mouth plates rather than the little lip thing. Generally speaking, unless there's a specific reason not to. You finish your giant elastic band ball, huh? Yeah, so regarding Starfield and the ship thing, I'm about to get what apparently is quite a good ship. There's like a little side quest. Saw a thing on Kotaku about it, where pretty early in the game you can get quite a good ship if you just follow this little side quest. I'm about to get it, I think. That's what I was doing this morning. I won't say any more for spoiler reasons, but. And that's for the ship. Even flying the ship is genuinely fun. Like I like the flight mechanics. I just wish there was more of them. Like I wish there was just more actual traveling around in your ship. The space combat's pretty good. It's this interesting mixture of like action-y and Fallout-y that's kind of stuff. A tip, and this is a tip from Brad Shoemaker of Nextlander / TechPod, is early in your perks or whatever they're called. I think they're called perks or skills or whatever. Take the on the tech tree, take the one that's for targeting, because then you get basically that's in space. You get like the specific targeting, specific systems, and if you target their engines, you can disable ships, and then you can board them, and then you can take the ships over if you deal with all the crew, and that can get pretty lucrative. Even if you don't want the ship, you take it back, you sell it, just add it to your roster. It's quite a lot of fun. You can, what I'm doing is I'm doing Space Bounty Hunter, so I'm not being a pirate, I'm hunting pirates, but I'm also taking over their ships and taking them and selling them, which is genuinely fun. Freestar Rangers questline gives an amazing ship. Interesting, okay. The Freestar Collective is like the, there's different factions, right? The Freestar Collective is like the Knot Federation, the kind of like frontier Wild Westy kind of thing, if I'm getting that correctly, which is cool. I'm down with that. If I was going, my character background is a cyber runner from Neon, so like very, very cyberpunky. Street kid kind of thing. So she's not necessarily inclined to join anybody. She was hesitant about Constellation, but not that I can give you a whole lot of choice about that. So I'm still kind of going, maybe I'll just work on my bounty hunting. That seems like a fun thing. All right, we are about ready to get back to the machine. It will definitely not be breaking any more needles, even though I got to do a lot of backstitching on these, so I guess we'll see what happens. I'm almost tempted to put on some eye protection. Planet Cheyenne, okay, got a great Wild West feel. Okay, good to know. Jamie, take note. I think I'll be right up Jamie's alley. Yeah, I immediately, because there was a guide on. That's one thing it really needs is like an encyclopedia or codex or something of where you can find stuff you've heard before, because there is nothing like that. Like, I knew I was from a city called Neon. Who knew where it was? There was actually a thing on Kotaku that was like, here's how you get to Neon. Because there is no other way. There's no way in-game of looking that stuff up. There's no like in-game wiki or anything like that. It really, really needs one. That's another honest complaint. It's like, I would love to get into the lore of the world, but there's no way of doing that. There's no way of like looking stuff up. It really does need just like a codex or an in-game encyclopedia, or just go onto your ship, hit the computer and go to a wiki or something, right? Like, they wrote all this stuff, they should actually use it. Anyway, that would be really helpful. Because, you know, I'm a street kid from Neon or Cyber Runner, and I don't know what any of that means because there's no way of looking it up, right? I want to roleplay my character. I don't know how because there's no resources for finding out what all that stuff is. All right, here we go. You know what? I'm always saying safety first. That. Get ready for more needle breaking. We chose the same archetype in Origin. Well, you know, well, Neuromancer readers. Come on, what else are you gonna do? But Jamie, if you haven't been to Neon, go to Neon. Neon's pretty good. It is what you want it to be. It's the cyberpunk city. Complete with the exotic drug problems. Yeah, they've done, like, this is Bethesda being very, very Bethesda in good and bad ways, right? So, like, their environmental stuff is off the hook. It's beautiful. It always is. Their characters, however, like the character models and the animations are still janky. I don't know why Bethesda, you've got a couple bucks. Like, you could solve, this is a solvable problem. We know it is. It's very stark for me because we'll talk about this on the podcast. I don't want to blow things too soon, but I just finished playing a game that had excellent character animations and interactions and stuff. And so coming off of that game and going to this game, it's really, really stark how janky the Bethesda NPCs are. And always have been. Like, it's always been this way. All right, that went well. That was some backstitching. Not too much. But now we're gonna do the fingers and the hands, and this is where there's quite a lot of backstitching. So I guess we'll just see what happens. Cross your fingers and say your Hail Marys, because here we go. All right, seem okay. There's this very specific sound it starts to make when I've gone too far with the backstitching. It starts making these weird banging noises. Didn't make it that time. And I will say, for a Bethesda game, the first-person shooting stuff is pretty good. It's I've never liked the gunplay stuff in the Fallouts. It just hasn't felt. It's always felt kind of vestigial, but this feels much better. They put some effort into this. Like every other Bethesda game, though, I'm constantly running out of ammo because I'm playing it like a shooter, and it doesn't really want to be a shooter. Like, who even thinks about ammo levels anymore, you know? Oh, another tip I just recently discovered. So you're going to want a lot of med packs, and you cannot manufacture them. So don't even try waiting. You have to either loot them or buy them. So there's a little pro tip. Okay, that was that. That actually went all right. I got to trim this off, but let's finish. Let's do the ghost. And then we'll move on to the hand sewing portion of our program. Yeah, I'm specializing in either. Also, you definitely want to, because this ammo is so limited, you definitely want to do at least one melee weapon in your roster at all times. I'm doing lasers. I want to do sniper. There are sniper guns, sniper rifles, and I'm very much a snipery kind of person. And there's weapon mods and stuff. There's a whole like weapon crafting subsystem. Of course there is. It is very much an RPG, and but you could like put weapon mods on, so you can have like, you know, a submachine gun that has a rifle or a sniper rifle scope or something. Like you can make weird, crazy hybrid weapons, which is cool. All right, getting some white thread. But it is very much one of those, you know, loot every enemy because they'll always, or almost always, have at least some ammo, and keep one of every weapon type on you because you're probably going to need it. Because you're going to run out of ammo for something at some point. You need a backup. Yeah, no. You know the drill. Play a Bethesda game. I haven't even touched the base building stuff yet. Shotguns and boarding actions are so satisfying, yeah. I very much like their, what's the phrase, NASA punk, I think is what people are calling it. They're like, it's trying to feel like it would actually be a real world, you know, the tech is very, very much like real actual space tech, even though it's definitely not, but it feels like it is, so it feels like something NASA would build. It's very cool. I like that a lot. Rocking an older shotgun and pistol. I switched my rifle when I killed humanoids with a chance to drop med kits.
Someone else put it as humanity not in the far future during the age of exploration. I adore that. Yeah, exactly. It's and in many ways it's a utopian view. It's an alternate future, right? This isn't the Elon Musk future. This is the what if we actually believed science and trusted NASA, you know? What if? Can you imagine that? Yeah, there's a lot to like in it, I will say. My pseudo review on the podcast is going to sound harsher than it really is. I am genuinely enjoying it. Although I do have some criticisms, but that's part of engaging with something honestly is, you know, you can like something and still criticize it. That's I know in the team sports mentality you can't, but guess what I don't have any truck with. The tutorial explained two monsters, the straight from Fallout. Okay. You have to talk to Jamie about that. Jamie's the Fallout expert. I'm the Elder Scrolls expert. Together we got Bethesda covered though. Yeah, so this music is all the Stream Tunes music. There's like a lot of tracks, so you may not hear stuff you've heard before. And he's going so slow because he's afraid of the needle breaking. I'm genuinely afraid of this needle breaking. It's never been a problem. Like, it's never been actually dangerous, but it feels very dangerous. It feels very violent when the needle breaks. It's scary. I'm already high strung. I don't need this. Yeah, Zep. Well, the space combat thing is because they're going for this kind of hybrid of actual Newtonian space flight and your standard TIE fighter-y style, you know. They're trying to walk both lines, and so there's going to be some trade-off, right? It's not as fast as your average space combat fighter thing, but it's floaty because it's supposed to feel floaty because you are literally floating, right? Like it is a bit of a hybrid. So that's fair. It just takes some getting used to, but it's not hard to get used to. And also take the targeting perk because that turns it into like a Fallout style VATS system, right? I think they took some big swings and they didn't always land, but I appreciate that they took swings. In some ways, I don't think they took enough swings. They're just dumping poison to shield skills. Yeah. Oh, right. And then we gotta do the hands.
That's it for the body on the machine sewing. Where did I put the ghost hands? Here we are. Welcome to Ghost Hands. More coffee. Off camera. Low numbers today. Interesting. Gotta say, the numbers have been going down, except for on the podcast where they're slightly up. I don't know. I can't explain. Who even knows anymore? I've given up even trying. I'm just doing my thing. Thank you, those of you who are here. Thank you for being here. I will continue to be here because this is all I got. So, you know. All right, I've never played Star Citizen, so we have a joke about Star Citizen around the podcast, and it's like the Bigfoot of video games. It doesn't actually exist, but there's lots of blurry photos and, you know, first-hand accounts from people who claim to have seen it. I think you claim to have seen Star Citizen, but it, you know, I'm kidding. It's a joke. But you got to admit, Star Citizen is a bit of a punchline. I say that with love. Yeah, it's actually kind of similar to Elite Dangerous, which I have played a bunch of, in that they are trying to do this slightly Newtonian physics-y flight model, right? It doesn't fly like an aircraft. It flies kind of like an aircraft and kind of like a spaceship actually flies, right? With the way that thrusters work. TIE fighters and X-Wings fly like aircraft, which they shouldn't do because they're spaceships, but also they have wings and they don't need wings. But they look cool, that's the important thing. Yeah, I mean, Star Citizen is one of those, like, it just got out of control, right? Like, it's trying to be every game ever, and it really just needed to figure out what it really was and just do that, but instead it's this bizarre, like, object lesson in bloat, you know? You're trying to do everything, and therefore you can't do anything. If it had been if they had actually like been able to focus, I would be all in on Star Citizen. Believe me, I own 2 HOTASes. Like, I'm there. I get you. Put me in a cockpit and I'm a happy guy. But you know.
Yeah, that's the funny thing, that they aren't pre-rendered cutscenes. They are actually rendering in engine. So it's like there's no reason to go to a cutscene. Why can't we just be in the ship and do it? Like it's so weird. Ship's accidentally abducting animals. Yeah. Yeah, it's got a fair amount of Bethesda jank, but that's part of the charm. All right, now that's going to be it, because the ghosts don't get the fingers that the regular Smalls do, which is a very odd sentence, but forgive me. So that's it for the machine. We only broke one needle. I don't need these anymore. Hooray! You know, we're not going to get to Danger Honey for a while, if at all, on this stream, so I'm going to open the door a bit, because it is already monstrously hot in here, just for having the door closed. I'm sorry I bumped the top cam. How badly did I bump it? Let's see. There we go. All right, I'm going to open the door a little bit, hopefully get some air circulating in here, and we may have another visit from Jimmy. Oh, there we go. Accidentally getting a giant tiger's head stuck in my landing gear and yeeting off into the stratosphere was not the bug I want fixed. I saw one, and I don't actually know if it was a bug. This was actually on the Nextlander stream where Vasco, your robot buddy, got stuck on the exterior of the ship. Now, this was Vinny from Nextlander actually taking over a pirate ship that had landed on the planet that he really shouldn't have been able to. He just tried it 4 or 5 times and eventually fluked into getting the ship. So he ended up like brand new character getting this like huge ship. And Vasco was like on the hull. Now in the intro or something, Vasco talks about docking on the outside of the ship. So I think Vasco was supposed to be on the outside like R2-D2, but he was just like sort of stuck on the top of the ship, and it looked very funny. I'm not sure that Vasco was supposed to do that. But yeah, I am looking forward to like engaging with the actual ship builder a bit. The only thing I've done with that is I've painted my ship the colors I wanted, because I've gone full Iron Man, red and gold. Sometimes companions will be outside the ship in space. It's a nice walk. Well, as long as they got those like magnetic boots, you know. That's all you need, right? Thing's fine. Okay. So now we're just cutting stuff out, and then it's going to be a whole lot of hand sewing. Hooray! It's that kind of stream. Hey, there's 5 people here now. I can bore 5 people. I haven't played long enough to know exactly how they handle companions, although there is a, and I don't remember if it's like this in Skyrim or not, that you can like say and do stuff that they will approve and disapprove of. Very much that kind of Telltale style, so-and-so will remember this, or so-and-so approves of this, you know, that kind of thing. And that's one of the things I don't like, is that like the writing is a bit weak, of course, because you know it's Bethesda.
But sometimes it's not clear what consequences the things you say will have, and they're not desirable consequences. Like, I make a joke and my companion gets mad at me because the joke meant something that wasn't clear that it meant. Like, that stuff needs to be clearer what the outcomes will be, right? I don't know why they don't just tell you that stuff up front, but they're trying to, retain the roleplay mystery of it or something, I guess. So this is what we were talking about on the previous podcast, is like, CRPGs always have a limitation in that there isn't a human GM there interpreting stuff. So you need to be a little bit more transparent with what the mechanics are going to do, because the computer can't compensate for human creativity, right? Oh, really? Okay. Thank you, Zep. Yeah, there's straight up magic in this, which I wasn't expecting. FYI, if you do the main quest, you get powers. That's not really a spoiler because it's literally the main quest. Oh, Zip, that's not a spoiler. Come on. The only way you can avoid that spoiler is literally not play the game. In which case, you're probably not avoiding spoilers. All right, that's all trimmed. Let's trim this. There's a power that made it. Okay, all right, that's good to know. Because I got a companion I like, and I already ticked her off by like making a joke that was phrased like a joke, but apparently wasn't a joke. Although the writing made it sound like a joke. Like it wasn't clear. And I don't object to save scumming, but I try to reduce it. But you should never feel bad about save scumming on the CRPG. It's just what you have to do sometimes to compensate for the inflexibility of a non-human game master. Friendship is a sufficiently advanced technology, yeah. Maybe the real magic is the friends we made along the way or something, I don't know. They've done a very Bethesda thing as well of like, there's a limited number of voice actors who voice a lot of different characters. So like, there's just, for the vastness of space, there sure are a lot of German NPCs. I'll just point that out. German and Russian NPCs are just everywhere. But again, very Bethesda. When you can start pointing out the voice actors by name, you know that you're playing a Bethesda game. Yeah, video games, huh? Okay, I think that will do it for that. Let's get to the hand sewing. So, I could do the mouth plates, or I could do the darts. Let's do the mouth plates. No, I'm not 3D printing today, although I did just print something. Maybe I'll leave it as a mystery what it is. You'll never guess. It's this big old half of an egg. Why would I print a big half of an egg? We'll talk about that if the experiment that I'm going to do with it actually ends up working. I'm letting the printer cool down because that took like 6 hours to print. So I actually got to get some more filament soon. I'm like halfway through this big spool, but still, it's a big spool and I'm halfway through it. Oh, here we go. I'm out of coffee. I should get some more coffee. I'm afraid to put the Be Right Back screen on just in case there's something janky on it that I didn't catch before we went live on the stream. Oh, so many things. All right, I'm gonna clip the mouth plate into place. I mean, it's no great mystery what that. So I'm doing a different head shape, or I want to do a different head shape for some Halloween builds. Basically an egg head, wide on the top, narrow on the bottom. Now, you don't often see that in puppets. You would think it would be easy. I mean, because there are puppets like Bert, for example, that have narrow tops and wide on the bottom. Why not just flip it upside down, right? Doesn't quite work like that. It turns out, he says, after trying it, for various reasons. But I do actually want to crack this, and I think it can be done. It's just going to be a bit fiddly. So I need to do some patterning. I need a form to pattern against. So that's what that is. Instead of clay maquetting, I printed the shape I want to end up with, and then I'm going to lay tape over it, draw the darts, and try and make a pattern from that. That's what the big egg is, or the big half egg. I didn't need to print the whole egg because I only need to pattern half of it because it's going to be mirrored left-right. So why print something you don't need, right? And the bigger the thing you're patterning off of, the more accurate your pattern's going to be. So I printed as big as I dared. So that's what the half egg is. I haven't got there yet. I don't know when I'm going to get there. Sometime next week. But we'll see. And that will be very cool. If I can end up with a usable pattern from that, that'll be a very cool pattern because, it's a very uncommon head shape. It gets weird with the mouth plate and then keeping the shape. There's a lot of reasons why you don't do that normally. It's very strange. It doesn't want to hold its shape is what it comes down to. And you got to use a lot of darts to get it rounded. But I suspect I can crack it. So we shall see. Another pattern I won't be selling. I won't be selling any patterns, even the one that I was selling, in case you haven't noticed. The goblin pattern is no longer for sale. As we talked about last time, I just don't have the time to spend supporting something that is basically never going to end. I will be happy to show how I make patterns, but I ain't going to be selling them. You can make your own. Ultimately, that's better for everybody. Yeah, time-wise. 12:20 already, wow. Goodness me. Well, we're definitely not getting a danger honey this stream. Quite a lot of hand sewing left, which is okay. I may actually save the danger honey for tomorrow, very, very early in the morning before the heat really builds, because that's where we are. All right, I need black thread. Black thread. Black thread. Oh, is this the right stuff? No, this is upholstery thread. I knew it felt weird. We don't want that, we want this. All right, welcome to Hand Sewing. Zep is here for hand sewing time. Every time they do hand sewing on stream, we always talk about how it's the hand sewing alert, and if only Zep were here. Well, Zep's here, or at least was here. Welcome to hot hand sewing action. There we go. So, other than video games, how are y'all? We are recording the new podcast on Friday. We are very close to being all done our top 5 lists. This Friday will be Jamie's number 1. Very exciting. I honestly have no clue. Don't even have a guess because we already talked about Fallout. So I guess we'll see. I suspect if you know anything about me or have been following my stuff for any length of time, you could probably have an educated guess at my number 1. But we'll talk about that in a couple of weeks. No, honestly, I don't have any guesses. I mean, I probably should. I just, it's that section of the database currently is down for maintenance. We're re-indexing. It's Breath of the Wild, definitely. Nothing is better than itemware. I almost feel like I should start printing something just to put something on the camera. This is the really exciting part. Kevin's having a slow brain day, so I'm not very chatty, and I got a lot of hand sewing to do, and I gotta get through it, and we're streaming. This is not the best combination of things. Oh well. It's probably good that there aren't many people here. Thank you, Zep. I'm not even wearing an exciting shirt today, although I am wearing my Buddy Guy tour shirt. Listening to my blues playlist before the stream and was very hesitant about stopping it because I was quite enjoying it. Speaking of concerts, we are actually going to go see Dara Ó Briain, the comedian, on Saturday. Which I am very much looking forward to. We are not in the front row, so we are unlikely to get picked out for his audience interaction thing. Although, it would be a lot of fun if he did, because of course one of the inevitable questions is, what do you do for a living? And I'll bet you Dara could have a bit of fun with I build puppets. And also dress like the Joker for some reason. Actually, connected reasons, I guess. Capital A art. I'm not sure how far I'm going to get today on these two. I wanted to have both of these, the bodies put together, like sewn and put together by the end of the day, but I don't know. Oh well. Do what I can. Thankfully, the Ghost doesn't need hardly anything features-wise, so that'll go quickly. I am going to be using the 3D printer for quite a bit of stuff coming up on the Halloween builds. I have a, I'm not exactly sure what it's going to be yet. I know it's going to be skeleton based. It may end up as just like a Jack Skellington style character, or it may end up as a Grim Reaper, or I'm not quite sure, but I do know it's going to have 3D printed hands, for one. And I also want to do some 3D printed eyes that are like just sort of bigger, but also black. And of course, the tricky part there is you can't really sand it because, like, you can, but then you kind of ruin the color. So I suspect doing just sort of rounded eyes, the striations and like the layers will actually look okay in black, but we'll have to see. I'll have to print some out and see what they look like, because I do not know. That's coming up next week. I'm not not sure how many builds I'm actually going to get through this month because week after that, it's my birthday, or no, 2 weeks after that, it's my birthday. It'll be my birthday on the Thursday. So obviously, the weekend of the 22nd, I'm probably going to want to lay low, or I don't know, do something. I don't know. We'll see. I may have some more time off this month, is what it comes down to. So I'm not sure how much building I'm going to get done. I should probably plan on just doing some more Halloween smalls, just to make sure I can still build enough to keep the shop stocked. Because right now we're pretty low. We got like 3 or possibly 4, I think, on the direct shop. You got to restock, which is what I'm working on now. What are the Halloween things I'm thinking of? I talked about this on the Discord, I think, was that I usually do smalls, which, you know, I am obviously doing now, but because of the Frankenhuman, I think I'm going to do more, like branch it a bit more, and not just do Halloween themed smalls, but just do Halloween themed puppets in general. So I've got the Frankenhuman up there already. I'm thinking about doing another Nosferatu style vampire, but I want to do a different shape than the one I made for Jamie, just because I don't want to, you know, repeat myself like that. There's all kinds of variations on theme that would be good for that style. We shall see. The next month, I already have a commission lined up to do a werewolf small. This is for the owner of last year's Franken small. I was talking about how I'm considering doing another vampire puppet in a Nosferatu style, but I want to make it different from the one I made for you, Jamie. That was what your name was referenced in. That's part of what the egghead pattern is for. So hopefully that will work out. I guess that's my priority for next week, for Monday, is to see if I can get that pattern in some kind of usable form. If not, I'll go with something else. I'll just do different features or different eyes or something. Do a more tall, pointy head. I don't want to just make another Nosferatu just like I made before. Is the point. But it is the most wonderful time of the year. It also means, of course, I'm going to have to do some kind of clothing. Thankfully, the Nosferatu style vampire is fairly simple. You can just make like a cassock style robe, and I can do that. So that's pretty simple. Other than this Cyclops and Ghost small, I'm also thinking of doing a Goblin small. I'll do those on Halloween as well. Not sure what else I should do for smalls. I should have a couple in my back pocket. Oh, you know what? I just found a whole lot that I didn't know I had of black fleece. So another bat is probably what that's going to become, the bat small. So what I want to do is have a couple of Halloween smalls in planning, just in case the Nosferatu / skeleton thing doesn't work out and I need something to make quickly. I think that's probably not a bad plan. So there we go. A goblin and a bat are in the back pocket, just in case I need them. Or depending on, if I can get through next month's builds quickly, I'll do those as well. The Goblin Small isn't necessarily just a Halloween thing. I mean, obviously I make goblins no matter what, because I like goblins, so it can just be a thing that exists. Puppets, they're a thing that exists. I gotta say, I am very impressed with how the laptop is handling this stream. It's been fine. It's currently sitting at 9.8% CPU usage. That's pretty good. And I'm recording at the same time. Not bad, little laptop. It hasn't given me any trouble at all, unlike other machines in this room. Where are we at time-wise? 12:37. We're getting there. No wonder I'm hungry, as usual. Everyone in the chat, make sure you hydrate. Everyone is 4 people according to the number I'm seeing, and one of those might be me, although I don't think so. Yeah, numbers are down, which makes sense. I haven't been pushing at all. I've actually been in a bit of a hermitage mode, social media wise. We'll actually talk about that on the upcoming podcast too. Although, like I said, the podcast numbers for the last episode are actually up a bit, which is nice. It's just nice to know there's people out there. As I always say, it doesn't have to be a lot of people, there just has to be some people. You know how it is. It's also just the weird ebb and flow of the internet. I've noticed that it does this sometimes. I don't know why. I don't know. There doesn't seem to be any pattern to it. Sometimes we get lots of people, sometimes we don't. No idea. But like I said, this is just what I do, so I'm gonna be here doing it no matter how many people are here. All right, we're almost ready to tie this one off. I think I'll probably end the stream when I'm done this mouth plate, because it's just a lot more of this, so there's not really much of a point. I'm going to finish off this mouth plate, and then we'll end the stream, which will be pretty close to the established end time anyway. It's got a little bit more in here. Okay, one last thread reload. So one of the things I'm thinking is, since I've kind of dialed back on the social media push a bit, that might leave me some time to actually start shooting things like the FAQ videos that I've been planning forever and have never got around to, which would be nice. It'd be a nice thing to have.
So I think we'll start planning that soonish. Right now, of course, considering how few puppets are on the shop, the top priority is restocking. And this is, of course, the busy time because it's Halloween. We like everything about that. Having to go make puppets for the store is a good problem to have. You're right. You are right. Although when I'm this busy, unfortunately things like doing my daily exercises tend to get skipped over. I just did not have time this morning because I was getting ready for the stream and everything. And now it's so hot that I ain't going for a walk. So it means if I don't go for a walk, I should get on the bike. And I really don't like getting on the bike. So it's like, ugh, maybe I'll be all right. I'll just watch my calories today. Oh, the life of a diabetic. Yeah, things did pick up a little bit. They're slow again, of course, but that's probably because there's nothing to buy. There's very, very little on the shops right now, so, you know. That's about to change, so. We'll see. It does, it's like the viewer numbers, just like anything else. It ebbs and flows, and there's no rhyme or reason. I said this before, I'll say it again, puppets don't follow the rules. The puppet sphere is its own unique beast, and it's impossible to predict. So, I don't know. I've had 4 years to try to figure it out, and I still have no idea. So, I'm going to do my thing, and hopefully there'll be some people here watching it. That's the lesson. And we're about to finish sewing this mouth plate, like so. And therefore, snip, and it's done. So, I'm gonna end the stream here. There we go, one mouth plate sewn in. And go have some lunch. So thank you, everybody, for joining me. Thank you for watching on the VOD. If you are, in fact, doing that, I don't know how entertaining that was. If you did end up watching the whole thing for whatever reason, maybe, you know, Scarlett's bored one day and watches the whole thing. I don't know. Anyway, podcast this weekend will be coming up. And as always, hopefully we'll catch you next week and have a good day. Adios.